Motherhood is fulfilling. I feel fulfilled. I feel like it fills a gap for me. So I'm not speaking, and I'll just speak to myself. This is not trying to speak to any, please, everyone is allowed to make their own decisions, but it fills a gap for me and it satisfies that gap. So it's fulfilling, that's one word. It is hectic / crazy. It takes a lot. It takes a lot from you. You are responsible for these humans. You are responsible for their nurturing and their comfort, which can be hectic because you have to put your own stuff aside. It's interesting because just last week, I was going to write about it, and I probably still will write about it. I was thinking of how, as a mother, you have to put your own emotions aside when they need you. Because I was dealing with work stuff. I was almost having a breakdown. In fact, I think I was having a breakdown, right? As an entrepreneur, you don't know which way the wind is going to blow when you wake up. And that day, I just needed a moment. And then my daughter was screaming, "Mommy, mommy, mommy." And then my son comes running in and he's saying, "This one took my this one hits me, this one this, that." And I realized in that moment, I had a decision to make. Do I yell and tell them to leave me alone? Or do I put my own emotions, my own experience in that moment aside and attend to them? And I had to put them first, right? I eventually left the house, I ran from the house. But in that moment, I chose to just put my meltdown or my breakdown on hold and attend to them. So it can get hectic, it can get crazy. And thirdly, it's, I've said fulfilling, but I feel like saying satisfactory. Like just watching them grow, watching them become. There's this satisfaction I get from it, and I probably am not articulating it as well as I'm feeling it, but there's a satisfaction that just comes from, maybe not even watching them grow. For me, it is watching them together. I stare at my kids. I'm an only child, and now I have 3 kids. I watch them. I watch their interactions. I confess, sometimes I don't settle their fights because I'm amused. I'm amused at these little things, beings, just interacting. Because I didn't have that. I had cousins, but not siblings. So I get satisfaction from watching them. Have I ever had mom guilt? My pause is because I'm trying to remember when, but I know I have. I think something happened. Oh, ask me again, please. I have.
Have you ever had mom guilt?
I have. I had mom guilt last week. It was the inter-house sport, but I had a meeting. I had a meeting with the MD of a bank in the morning, and my kids were running. So I missed a good part of, I dropped them off, I watched a bit, tried to cheer as loudly as I could so they would know that, okay, I was there. And then I had to dip, I had to run, go for the meeting. And while I was away, I was gone for like 2 hours. On my way to the meeting, I was just feeling like I should be there screaming for whatever house, like then 2 different houses. I should have been there screaming, all of that. So I did have that guilt. And while I was there, I had to tell myself to be present because I couldn't rush that kind of meeting. So it's not the kind of meeting you rush out of and say, okay, I'm quickly going back. So I had to forget that the inter-house sport was happening, or just put that in one part of my mind and really be present for this meeting that could be potentially transformational. And then after the meeting, I was heading back and I got back and they said, oh, your son came second. I think that was the major one I missed. I caught my daughter's race. And so I did have mom guilt then. I contemplated moving the meeting. I'm like, when will this person have time for me on their calendar again? I'm going to move this meeting because of games day, inter-house sports. No. So yeah, decisions. I still feel bad that I missed my son's race. it's I still feel bad that I missed the race because we practiced in the house. It was fill up the bucket or something. So like, okay, go. And we did all of that, and then I missed the race. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. It is what it is, and maybe hopefully I can make up for it in future. But you've missed that moment. You've actually missed that moment. I mean, in this instance, before this thing happened, I probably would have said you can have it all. But with this instance, I missed that moment. But I had representatives there, right?
Yes.
But I wasn't there. So the two nannies were there, but I wasn't there. And my husband made it, but he also missed it. He also went, shouted loud, so they'll see that he's there, said hello to the teachers, and then he had to leave for set. So I guess you can. I don't like to say you cannot have it all. It just sounds so defeated. It sounds like such a defeated mentality. Yes.
Isn't that the struggle, though? With us, like we want to have it.
Yes.
We're like, to say, no, we can. Everything can be. You know.
And the mistake I made was I didn't tell them to record, so I haven't even watched it. I'm going to call his teachers though and find out if it was recorded because I haven't even watched it. So maybe if I had watched it, I could have said, oh, we can have it all, maybe delayed sometimes, or I don't know. But for now, we can deal with what we have as we have it. So my mom traveled a lot when I was younger, and there was no, like, we didn't have all the video calling then. So when she was gone, which put a strain on our relationship actually. So I have sort of not decided, but anyway, thankfully we have technology now. So even when I travel, I can call, we can communicate, they can see me, I can see them. So it's a bit different now. So I know she did the best that she could then because they were still writing letters and all of that. And I remember my dad reading some of her letters to me. But now I'm very communication conscious. I have to touch base with the family. I have to speak to them. But a time is coming where I will take a break. And just because I really need a break, I need the quiet. So I may go some days without reaching out, but it doesn't mean they're not on my heart or in my mind or my thoughts or anything. But I think I learned from my mom to just understand that those early years are actually important. Because I remember my mom, I remember the gap. I actually remember the gap. I remember the gap, and I'm trying to ensure that there's no gap for my own kids. I'll say take a break if you need to take a break, honestly. Take a break if you need to take a break. If you need to spend the first, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years with these kids, establish what you need to establish, like really have it anchored and grounded so that nobody is changing their identity or altering their perception of themselves. Do it if you have to, right? But get help, get support. If you feel the urge to continue working, then just get support and put systems in place. Like I said, communication for me, really, we're touching base. There's a WhatsApp group. They want to send voice notes, they can send voice notes. We're sending voice notes back as well. So we have systems in place. We have people who are our support, who make up our support system. We have that. So I would say either take the break or get good support in place. Get good support in place. And I still think sometimes these kids, they don't remember these first few years, in my opinion. I feel like if you give them to grandma for the first 3-4 years, do you think they remember these years?
I think they'll remember the first 5 years.
Exactly. But we're like there, trying to bend over backwards, do the birthday party, put the hair in 2 buns, use edge control for the girls. Am I touching a soft spot? When those first 5 years, they may not even remember. So you may also want to put in the work in those first years, establishing your business to the point where it can stand when you need to take a break.
because there will be a time they need you more.
Exactly.
The second you're so
Exactly. They need you. They need your voice. They need your input. You don't want to be that mom who doesn't know what the friends have done in school. You don't want to be that mom who doesn't know even the boy you like, right? You don't want to be that mom who the daughter cannot talk to because you are so busy when she needs you. Meanwhile, when she didn't really need you, you were present, helicopter mommy. So choose your seasons. The first child was rough. Oh, I've been very vocal about it. First child was rough. I came back like, who am I? What am I? Is this all there is to me? All of that. The second child was a bit better because I went back to work almost immediately. Like I threw myself into work. Again, I'd had a not so good experience. Just the birthing experience, the whole season around that. So when I came back with the baby, I literally just handed him over to my mom and I'm like, okay, BRB, and I just threw myself into work, and that's when That Good Media started and we started to build and all of that. With this one, I'm happy. I'm coasting, I'm soaring. I am centered and settled with her and with the systems in place, and I'm not as lost anymore. I think media is such a powerful tool. I think media is the foundation of almost every industry, if not every industry, because that's how you disseminate information. For women, for mothers, I think the role of media really is to push out the right narratives, is to not glorify the bad and be selective in what you're even talking about. You have to talk about everything. If you run a media platform, if you run media platforms, you really don't have to jump on every topic, every trend. You have to decide what the intention is. If your intention is to build people, then be selective about what you're talking about. When days like International Women's Day come around, Mother's Day come around, push the right narrative, heighten the stories, like amplify the right stories, amplify the right narratives, really, so that women are thinking differently. Because media is there to program minds. Media is there to make you think what we want you to think. That's it. It's mind programming. And so if you're programming women to believe that they are strong and they can do all things and everything is possible, then women will think that they are strong and they can do all things and that everything is possible. If you hear it often enough, it takes roots in you, and it becomes your way of thinking. It becomes who you are, who you become. So I think media just has that role in shaping perspectives and perceptions, and mindsets. Hi, my name is Toyosi Etim-Effiong. I am one of God's gifts to humanity, particularly the media industry. I am a mother and a maker.